What's going on, you guys? Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. We're diving straight into this one today. We've got a lot to go through, and I'm just going to give you guys my Saturday breakdown, let you know how I'm feeling, what I'm looking into, what I'm doing at the moment, and how I'm really adjusting myself based on the current circumstances. And honestly, you're not going to want to be the guy that messed up this part of the halving cycle. So looking at the fear and greed index, we're currently sitting at 74 greed. This is actually really good for face value, but if you're an avid trader, you know this isn't necessarily good. If the market is in the area of being oversold or overbought, then it really becomes a circumstantial thing. Yes, if we are oversold, this is going to be very positive, but if we are in the area of overbought, this is going to be very negative, and you're going to need to adjust yourself accordingly. So before we go any further, you guys, I have got a new microphone. Let me know how I sound in the comments section. I'll be sure to adjust it accordingly. And as always, don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. And honestly, if you keep up to date with all of the content on the channel, you might be fortunate enough to bump into a coin like Ponky. We covered this in December 2023, and it moved by about 5,000%, and it's moving again at a decent rate. So going over, looking at crypto bubbles, it's very bleak on the day, not looking good. And I was speaking about this area of being overbought. I really do think we are in that zone right now, and we're going to see a possible pullback. Over the next few days, we're going to see a retreat, and the likelihood is everybody is going to try to readjust themselves. People might be thinking this is a fake out, a dead cat bounce. I truly believe we are in a very specific area right now. And we've been covering this a lot on the channel. I've been saying to people that there is a connection between the movement of gold and the price of cryptocurrencies in general. Anytime gold starts ripping, it's not good for business. Everything else seems to struggle under the unbearable weight of this asset moving again itself at an exponential rate. This thing's been going crazy throughout the course of my lifetime, but throughout the course of 2024 to the current day, it's been wild. It's been some of the strongest growth that we've ever really seen with gold, and that tells a big story outside of crypto. And I'm not going to get into the macroeconomic circumstances on a global scale, all of the different things, all of the different ins and outs. What we're most interested in right now, is this a dead cat bounce, or are we seeing the next leg coming in? Are we looking at a continued uptrend? I really think we can find the answer over at the total crypto market cap. And looking at the moment at the stochastic oscillator, we're in that range of around 74. This means we are definitely in the area of overbought. This is never good. This is now going to be a situation where more investors are going to come in, and we're going to see a bit of a FOMO effect take place, and we're going to see a continued push above this trend line, which is forming just here. If we do see that momentum come in, if we see that push above this trend line right now, it's going to get absolutely crazy, because effectively we're pushing almost above a new all-time high with the crypto total market cap. And if that happens, BTC and many other assets are going to follow suit. Now, what I actually believe is happening isn't a dead cat bounce. And what I think is you've now got a second possible opportunity to dollar cost average in if you've not really played your hand, so to speak. If you were busy, maybe you missed it, maybe you were sitting on the sidelines, maybe you made a bad decision and you sold your bag right at the bottom, and now you're looking to reinvest what you've got left. Again, you're going to need to be very careful and very considerate of what could possibly happen next. And what I think is, if the market stays positive and we do see a retreat, we're going to come down, and the likelihood is we're going to bounce on this trend line and we're going to move up again. We might see another rejection. We could come down again. This would leave us then with a double top, and there's going to be a decider that comes in as to whether this is a continued rise upwards, or we're going to see a bigger move downwards back into this descending trend line we were previously trotting. Now, what I think is we possibly are going to come down once. We'll see the one bounce, and I think we're going to rise up and we're going to rise out of it. There's a lot of positivity out there right now. There's a lot of regulation coming in thick, and it's coming in fast. Many different businesses, financial institutions, banks are all starting to deal with crypto slowly but steadily. So again, we need to understand, right, that we are in that area of being oversold. Does that necessarily mean it can't continue going upwards? Obviously not. Anything can happen in crypto. Someone could flip a 50 pence on a panda's head somewhere in the middle of China, and then next thing you know, the price of a specific coin is going down because of that. You just don't know what's going to happen in crypto. So what I like to do is try to look at all of the different current circumstances and then take into account gold, the total crypto market cap, and BTC. These can really give you a broader perspective of the market. And if you throw in the MACD indicator and the stochastic oscillator, you can even get deeper metrics. You can see where there's a possible trend flip coming in, if we're going to be going up or going down. I'll do some videos in the future going over all of the different tools and indicators that you guys can use and really weaponize to make better decisions. Like I said, it's all about having a broader perspective of the market and not always living inside that bubble. So going over to the BTC chart, let's give you guys a full view here. And what I was saying is being in a very specific zone, and that zone is definitely here. We are currently mid-hump. I truly believe right now we are in this mid-hump zone. And yeah, I'm calling it the mid-hump because this was the previous halving cycle, and we've got two specific areas that are most interesting, which are those two previous all-time highs. Now, it didn't really go that much higher than its previous all-time high back during that last halving cycle, but at the same time, this was a second chance for a lot of people. So if we are to say to ourselves, we've got this inverse cup and handle playing out previously, we've seen that continuation, we've seen that rise upwards and then a bounce, saying to ourselves, well, there really wasn't a lot happening for crypto back then adoption wise. We are living in different times. Broader adoption is here. Regulations coming in thick. It's coming in fast. Jesus, the president has his own meme coin. I mean, look at Liberty Finance. It's all happening right under your nose. And I think a lot of people are getting caught up in the emotional side of trading. And if you're really able to have confidence, if you're to have some self-discipline, it's all about not panicking. It's all about making smart, tactical decisions. So what the circumstances really are right now is the market's looking positive from an overall perspective. But again, looking at the stochastic oscillator here at BTC, we're at around 82, which means we're definitely in the area of being overbought. This isn't good, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to come crashing down. I believe we could see the formation right now, okay, over the next couple of days, the formation of a smaller flag, and then seeing another pole coming in and then a flag forming just above that previous all-time high. If we can keep moving up like this, it's going to be very strategic. It's going to be quite sneaky. And what's actually going to happen is a lot of movement with the meme coins, with altcoins, with blue chips, whilst BTC figure out what it's really going to do with itself. And yeah, I think we're going upwards. I think we're mid-hump. And right now we are in the zone where you've got a second chance. You've got a second opportunity, because if we are to see this next leg come in, if we are to see that big push upwards, that's going to end up pushing alt season 100%. The likelihood is if we get above this area, we'll come back down and that line of resistance becomes a line of support, and we'll start trading this as alt season plays out. BTC loses its dominance and we really start to see the external market flourish. You start to see all of those alt positions that you've been dollar cost averaging into finally moving upwards. Now, if we're actually looking at an alternative scenario where we're going to see a cool off, we're going to see a pullback, I'm going to be focusing most on the total crypto market cap. And like I said, as that pattern plays out, as that formation comes in and we eventually see a move back upwards, what I'm going to be aiming to do is buy all of these lows. And I'm not necessarily going to be selling those highs unless they are short-term plays on different meme coins that I'm trading on MEXC. All of my blue chip assets, Luna Classic, XRP, USTC, Even at the moment, dollar cost averaging a little bit into mantra, but not doing much content on it. If you want to see more mantra content, let me know, because I am actually holding a bag. I've got a general interest in this thing at the moment. So like I said, I'm going to be dollar cost averaging in on each one of those low points. And if we do see the worst scenario play out where we actually lose this trend line and we push back down into this area, I'm not going to panic. I'm going to hold fast. I'm not going to sell any of my coins, and I'm going to continue dollar cost averaging into any positions. And if I have to go with any of my meme coins full circle around the Monopoly board to make gains, that's what I'm going to do. I'm never ever going to invest more than I can afford to lose. So when we get into these bad situations, when we get into a bit of a pickle and it doesn't do what we want it to do, well, then we don't need to go and sell our bag to pay our rent, to pay our food bills, to pay all of these different things. Like I was saying, you need to be more strategic and far smarter with your trading strategies. And if you can get some self-discipline, right, if you can start to grab gains wherever you can and dollar cost average into firmer positions, it's going to play off for you in the long run. You're going to make money in the future. And that's something that I want for each and every one of you on the channel. But look, guys, enjoy your Saturday. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'm going to catch you in the next one.